Okay, so we're going to start number 2, soap number 2, which is going to be maple and pecan. And it's a one colour soap. It's actually got no colour in it at all, so we just got to stick blend it up and pour it, and that's it. I'm just wondering whether to do a white swirl in it, you know. That might be quite nice. So I do a little bit of titanium dioxide and just do an unscented bit, and just do a really small drizzle throughout. It just might break up the colour a bit, you know. Just want a very subtle swirl and then some contrast on the top. Otherwise it gets a bit boring. I've got nothing I can put on the top of this one because, well, you know. So let's just do something simple but nice. It's very nice to be back. What have I been doing? Let's get into some conversation. So I've been reading a lot and watching lots of videos on YouTube still. I'm still on my old journey of awakening. And I am discovering lots of new things on the daily, and lots of new people to watch and be inspired by. I mean, as far as spirituality goes, I'm getting pretty into it, you know, as I did before when I was in my 20s, like I said in some of my last videos. So I've gone back to reading a book that I read years ago when I was young. It's back in 1994, I read it first, and it's called Way of the Peaceful Warrior, and it's a book by a guy called Dan Millman, and it's a journey of awakening. And he had help from a man that he met in a service station who sort of took him on this wild journey and taught him about how to let go of yourself so that you can find the true you know. So everything that you hold dear and everything that you know about yourself to this point, he will destroy. Well, he did destroy it of this guy, but as you're reading it, you sort of go through the same kind of path. And I'd forgotten a lot of the book. I've read it twice, once in 94, once in 1998, and I mean now it's 2019, I'm reading it again, so I'm going backwards so that I can come forwards, if you see what I mean. So that's a good book if you like the journey of the self and things to change the way that you think, and you know, it's really a really good book, and it's addictive to read. I said to Matt he'd really enjoy it. And in the back of my copy I lent it to lots of friends, and in the back of the copy everybody's written their name and the year that they read it, which is really nice. So I shall write my name in it again at the back, but it's well worn. So that's that one, and then there's a book that follows after it called Sacred Journey of the Peaceful Warrior by the same guy, and I'm going to read that one again as well. And then I've got some Buddhist books to read. There's Tibetan Book of Living and Dying I need to read, which I was never ready 4 years ago. There's another book called Mutant Message Down Under about the Aborigines, and this lady does a walkabout with them and learns to speak telepathically and all that kind of thing. So yeah, lots of journeys of the self, you know. It's a bit cliche, but I really enjoy it. But yeah, I'm on my own path, you know. Right, I'm going to stick blend this. So you can already see that's gone yellow, which means it's going to go dark brown. So yeah, if you've got any book recommendations for journeys of the self, I'll be quite interested. I'm not trying to be pretentious here or anything. It's just that I'm enjoying reading them, you know. I'm enjoying getting back in touch with myself. It's been a long time since I've been on this journey, so it's quite enjoyable to go backwards and, you know, find out about yourself again. It's a bit weird. I'm having some strange dreams that I can't actually even remember in the morning, but I know I've been somewhere. They say that when you go to sleep, your soul, you know, your soul is obviously separate from your body. And there's a lady I've been watching called Dolores Cannon, and she goes on about this, and she said, what do you think your soul is doing while you sleep? It's not sat there waiting for you to wake up. Your body's tired. Your soul's not tired. So as you sleep, you know, you might just have general dreams or whatever, but then you might find that something's so vivid and so real that they say that it's actually not a dream state at all. Like some dreams that, you know, you think are dreams are actually not dreams. It's your soul leaving and going off to places that it knows, you know. It's like, you know, you get those dreams where you're in houses sometimes and you think, I know this place. How do I know this place? And it's so vivid and people in it are so real, and it's like somewhere deep inside you actually probably do know these people, maybe past lives, or some of you are going to think I'm absolutely balmy, and it's okay. You can think I'm balmy, I don't care. But yeah, it's very interesting. Like, because lots of people question sleep. Lots of people question dreams and what do dreams mean. I mean, some of them are just basic, you know, basic dreams. If you've got things locked and hidden away in the self, and you'll have a dream that you're like, oh, what does that mean? And like when your teeth are all falling out and things like that, that usually signifies something from the earthly plane. But when you're having dreams where there's a house or there's a person that you meet and you have recurring dreams, sometimes it's the soul leaving the body and going off to some other realm, you know. That's what I'm learning anyway. I mean, who knows? But it's nice to surmise, and it's nice to think that every night we can go off. If we're in such a relaxed state that we're quite happy for our souls to leave us and go somewhere else. I swear I'm not crazy. It's what I've been reading about, and it's what I've been learning about, and there's so much on YouTube. Like, you know, who knew YouTube would end up being quite as big as it is? It's just anything you want to know, or anything you've got questions about, tap in the question into Google or tap it into YouTube, and generally you'll find an answer. That's been my experience anyway. And I mean, years ago when I was just reading books, you didn't have YouTube, didn't have people, and you know, people who studied these things at length, and I mean professional study. Like, I've been watching people who are neuroscientists and neurologists and all that kind of stuff, and it's really interesting because they've studied it and they've done experiments and all this kind of thing on the activity in the brain and what is consciousness and all that kind of thing. And it's just absolutely fascinating to think that we are separate from our soul. Like, this earthly life is not the true self. The true self is the soul and the spirit, you know. Anyway, what do I know? But it all just feels like that's correct to me when I'm watching these things. It all feels like, yeah, now it's starting to make sense. And I'm just going to bring you in a bit closer so we can see this. So yeah, I'm not crazy. There's lots of people out there that teach this information. It's just whether you want to look for it and learn about it, which I do. I enjoy it. It's great. Just makes you think this isn't all there is, you know. It's not just this earthly presence, and it's kind of interesting just to find out about the self and find out about the human spirit and what we really are made up of, you know. I really like all that kind of thing, and sometimes it can be a bit much because once you start getting into it, you don't stop. And it can be exhausting sometimes because there's then so many questions. Well, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? And that's where I'm at now. I've got so many questions that a lot of the time I just have to have a glass of brandy and forget about it. But it's still nice. Anyway, here is maple and pecan. So I'm going to put that away and move on to the next one. And something else to talk about probably pop up in my head in a minute. So this is maple and pecan. That's nice. So you can do meditation anywhere. So I'm thinking sometimes if it's too hectic at home, or you know, I'm at work, you can do it at work, have a 20-minute break and do it here. So it's just nice. I did one, yeah, the letting go one. If I can remember, I'll leave the link below to the one I watched if I can find it again. So I don't think I saved it, but it was really, really nice. And yeah, it really helps actually. I'm quite surprised. I should have found this a long time ago. I mean, I used to do it years ago. Like I said, I'm back on my old journey of the self, but I'm getting deeply into being able to help yourself. So once you've helped yourself, you can help others. That's what it's all about, see? About paying forward what you learn, about paying forward. If you feel good, then pass it on, you know? Don't keep it to yourself, pass it on. And let others gain from your gains and whatnot. I think that's what it's all about, you know? We're supposed to be giving each other love. Not hate. Not dislikes. Just spread it out and let everybody gain from what you gain. If you feel like you've got some insights, then leave comments below, and let's just get everybody feeling good about themselves rather than struggling and stressing. And you know, depression gets people a lot these days, and it would be nice if we could all help each other out, and we got a little channel here where we can do that. So lift everybody up in the comments.